Stacy.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
If I were any better, I would have to run for mayor of Philadelphia. This is episode 76. Look at that. Now, you've done something quite different with that. What is that? A sunrise? Is that a fire burst? What is that?
I was trying to go for like that 70s tie-dye vibe.
You nailed it. You nailed it. I love that. Wow. So
that's my artistry.
No, you really, you should be proud. Rivoli would be proud of your artistry.
Oh,
okay?
good.
He would be.
Show him.
I think he'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, we're at 76 now. My goodness.
Yeah.
For this podcast, Rocky related, 76. I mean, it's a milestone. I mean, look at all the things that have gone on in and since 1976. You know, there's a bunch of Rocky podcasts out there. I think the Rocky merchandising is better now than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. With the majority of the great stuff coming out of the Slice Stallone shop, mm-hmm. which, let's face it, if they were around in the 80s, my God, I know what every Christmas would have been like at my house.
Yes.
I mean, there's just so much. Could you imagine back in the old days, you know, they would have had a catalog. Could you imagine having a Slice Stallone shop catalog come quarterly to the house?
Right.
Oh my God, it's here!
Right. Every birthday, every holiday.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
You have things circled, hearts around it, you know, X's through the things you've already got. So yeah, I mean, Rocky is quite phenomenal. Right. Now, 76. Any other things happen in 76? Any big things worth noting or mentioning?
Other than Rocky, I don't know. That was my favorite thing about 76. So what do you got?
That is the right answer. No, I didn't do any research in 1976 because as far as I'm concerned, mm-hmm. other than me turning 8 years old in 1976, right. nothing else mattered to me. So. Right.
So anyway, super big surprise. We heard from our dear friend, Tim Wisteard. He has rejoined the bubble after some much needed rest. And I was so happy to see his name. And he surprised us right on time. Okay. So he's like, hey, if you want to use this, I put this together for you. And it's perfectly timed.
Oh, and by the way, there's a reason why we're dressed like Rocky and Adrian.
Yes.
In honor of 76. Okay. We almost forgot.
Right.
Stacy has the beret, yes. and actually those are Talia Shire's cat eye glasses, which is pretty phenomenal. That's great. They should
Amazon.
go for about $100,000. That's great. Anyways, so Tim has a video for us.
He did, and it's perfect for 76. Here we go.
Beautiful. I feel like Jimmy Kimmel is going to come out at the Oscars right after that airs. Isn't that professional?
It was so beautiful. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect, Tim.
No, he did a great job.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It's so nice to have him back. He always helped me with the videos. I said, well, you know what this means, don't you? Now I'm going to bug you more. So
that's right. That's right. We got to get back to our video quota from him. He does such a great job on them.
Right. Jeez. And let's see what else. So I wanted to show this off. So first, Dan West, we had him on several episodes ago, and doesn't he post this real quick? One more video. Watch this. And so I was like, oh, that display is tough to beat, and the brick and everything. And so both Mike and I got a really nice surprise from our dear friend Rick Babcock. And so this is all going to tie in. I wanted to show you first. He surprised me, which it was a good day to surprise me. I'm going to go through my stuff first, and then I want you to show. But he sent me this little T-shirt. Now his wife Deb noticed our new font at the bottom.
Okay.
I was like, wow, that's a detail-oriented young lady.
There you go.
So sent me that T-shirt. I was so grateful. Then sent me this little turtle sticker, which I'm going to be putting on my truck.
Nice.
And then he sent me this 3D boxing glove. Whoops.
I like that.
Here it is.
I like that. And it's durable.
Cool? Yeah. Yes, it didn't break. So this is good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then he calls me when he knows. He's like, did you hear from Mike yet? Did you hear from Mike yet? And then he told me all about what you got for your gym, for your mixed gym.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I got the T-shirt too. And I got a little Paulie and Rocky.
Yep.
Okay. Little Rocky and Paulie. And then I got a Adrian and Mickey.
Nice. And
to round things out with a giant woof, I got a little butt kiss.
Oh,
little butt kiss. So these are actually to scale. So these are about 2 inches each, with the exception of butt kiss. And so they now would be perfect. When I set them right over there by the gym, they are absolutely perfect in size. So I love it. So I wanted to do a big thank you to him. But
Rick Babcock has done it again. Yo, yo, yo. Who's the master of disaster? Who is the king of sting? Who is the master model maker? Miniatures, that is. Take a look at what I just got from my good buddy. Actual size for my Mighty Mix gym. If that don't give you perspective, man, I don't know what will. Thank you, my friend, and thanks for the shirts. Keep punching.
I realized I had a little birdie in my ear, and I guess a thank you isn't just enough. I think it's more important if I send Rick a brick. Rick the brick. I like that. So, for a lot of people out there, I got at least 500 requests, and I said no to just about every one of them because I don't really have the time, and I wasn't loading up my van with 500 bricks from a dumpster.
Right.
I got enough for myself and for some people who had done some very special things for me. So, Rick, being someone who has taken his time and given me free shirts and a whole bunch of great Rocky Files stuff.
Yeah.
When I saw these little figures, I said, boy, here's a guy who's a huge fan. He's been so kind and generous to me. So come on, I got to send him. So I am going to get the bricks out there. I haven't had time yet, and I probably won't get there for another week or 2 weeks yet. But a brick's coming, my friend. I promise.
Awesome. And then I just wanted to do a shout out to our dear friend Tony D for my brick. He sent this to me.
Right.
I was so excited. So
it looks
there it
great.
is. And
it looks great.
I don't know how the heck I'm going to compete with the displays that you and Dan West put together, but I'm going to do something.
You know, you really you think about it, and I think everybody's display is going to be very unique, and I think very personal. I haven't even done anything. I know what I'm going to do with my bricks, but I haven't done anything with them yet, so I haven't had the time. But I think you're going to do a good one, whatever it is. I can't wait to see it.
It was funny. My husband, I got a package. I got the box of mail, but he covered it with a bunch of mail, and I'm like, oh, he goes, I don't know. It feels like a brick. I was like, wow. I should have had him videotape me.
Right?
But yeah, I was. So
now, you see, that's the stuff I think we should do. If we see a package come from Mr. Babcock or Tony or somebody, I think we should videotape ourselves, you know, set it up or have someone videotape it, because I think it could be funny or whatever. And I think it might be, I don't know, it'll help us fill an hour.
True.
Stacy, have you ever heard of the Shetland Islands?
Not until this morning. So
they're up above Scotland. What?
Okay.
I sent you a few pictures. Here's one picture of a beautiful cliff face off one of the one main islands up there. Isn't that beautiful?
It's stunning. It's
I mean,
the edge of the earth. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. All right. Now here's a little fishing village.
Boom.
That's up there on the islands, at the Shetland Islands. Okay. And the reason I bring this up is because of my tour this morning. So I have one more picture left that I'm going to have Stacy put up in a moment, but I had a guy and his partner, I think Melissa was her name, and they took the tour this morning, and he is a Hungarian salmon farmer.
Oh, wow.
And she is working on the waste of salmon when they go to the bathroom.
Right.
Working on a way how to turn that into biodiesel.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So what he does, he goes out on a boat. He leaves the little fishing village. He goes out. He's at sea 10 hours, 12 hours a day. And there is a certain area cordoned off. That's their area. Okay. And they dump these huge bags of feed. They feed them and grow them. Salmon farmers. Well, what he does with the guy's an artist, and he doesn't have a lot of money. So he can't really afford paints and canvases and so on. So what does he do? The canvas feed bags that he uses, he takes them, he cuts them open, flips open, okay, steams them, presses them, tapes the back of them, then irons it all out nice and flat so it's a white canvas. The bags are white. He flips it over on the front side, and he uses house paint. You would paint a fence, a shed, okay? And he paints. This is what he does. And he doesn't use these paintings. He doesn't sell them to get rich. He sells them to raise money for sick children. Would you show a picture of the one he had this picture taken this morning with me and him?
That I can't get over how it's almost not quite as tall. It's like shoulder height for you guys. It's
yeah. It really is the better part of about 5'8", 5 foot. It's right around there. 5'8", 5'9". It is a large canvas painting. And I didn't know if it was acrylics or oils or artist oils or whatever. And he said, Mike, he goes, I'd love to get out and take this picture. In the background, have the gym. He goes, I would love this because when it goes to auction to raise money for children, he will have this picture to go alongside it. So he could, this picture has gone on a journey, this painting.
Right.
And he's going to tell the story about it. So I thought that was quite extraordinary. And he's just a very simple, down-to-earth guy who's a huge Rocky fan. And I absolutely loved my time with him today. And hearing that story really, I don't know, it just reinvigorated me. You know, living in the times that we live now with such division, I heard something like that, and I said,
Yeah.
If that doesn't make you feel real good, I don't
Yeah.
know what would.
Right. Right. Well, it's very generous, and talk about resourceful, using everything at your fingertips to create something like that. Oh,
Exactly
wow.
right.
That was very cool. That was
Exactly right.
very
It's just
cool.
amazing.
Wow. Beautiful. I wish I had some painting talent. I do
I
not.
wish I could get back into it myself. Hey, you know what? Speaking of painting, I think somebody ought to do a painting of our guest today.
Yes. Me
Because
too.
Nicky Petito is one of these people who, as you guys recall, we had him on way back in the beginning, and now he's filling in for us today. And I cannot think of a funnier guy. And I got a very important question I want to ask him that Sue asked me or told me would be a good idea for him, because I was just bragging to her about how much I love this guy. So
He's total fun. All right, ready? Here he is. Boom. Hi,
Hey,
how are you? Nice
there
to
he
meet
is.
you.
how's everybody doing?
So good, buddy. So good. So right off the bat, Nick, I have to ask you something. So I was telling my wife about you, and I share your videos with her all the time. She's such a big soprano nut. And so we were talking about the Sopranos, and then I said, "Oh, I'm having Nicky Petito on today. You know, he's doing us a solid favor today." So she said, "Why don't you ask him?" She said, "Has he ever thought of doing a Sopranos tour as Tony, like I do Rocky with the
That's
thing?
funny.
Would you ever consider that to supplement your income? Or are you a millionaire by now with stand-up?"
Definitely not. Definitely not yet. People have suggested that to me. They do a tour in New Jersey for the Sopranos, and I actually messaged them a while ago about being Tony Soprano on the tour, and they were like, "No, we already have our tour guide." And I took the tour once. I met the tour guide. He's a nice guy, but he's just doing the tour as some guy who, doesn't really even sound like he's from New Jersey. Nice guy, but
you see, that's the thing. This is a whole concept thing, and the tour people, like you said, I'm sure they are a lovely tour group. No disparaging words here, but you see, here is something to take a tour and go to the next level. You could go to the next level, and even let's say he's their tour guide. Okay, fine, that's the way it is. But why not bring you on every couple of tours? We're gonna have a real surprise.
That's what I was thinking.
Just get on. They can pull over is it a bus or is it like mine, like a Odyssey smaller
It's a
van?
bus. They do it on a bus.
Oh, that's even better, because you pull up to you just get out of the car, you walk over in soprano mode and get on the bus and just knock them out. I'm telling you,
I
is
did
something.
it the one time. My buddy, when he took the tour, he paid for my ticket to come on and just talk to everybody as Tony, just to see what it would be like. Because I live in the area and I pass this shit all the time.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know how it is.
Yeah, of course.
But my one friend, she's supposed to come from Australia in the summertime, and she wants to see all the Sopranos locations. And when you do the tour, they don't even take you everywhere that you would think they take you. They only take you to what's en route of what makes sense for the bus to travel to.
Right.
So you won't go to a lot of key places because they won't be on like a main road.
Okay, I got you.
I
That's one of the problems I had with my tour in the beginning. We started my tour. It used to be on a big school bus, and those narrow streets in Kensington, very difficult to get a bus down there. And that was one of the reasons why I went to a smaller private tour thing in my Honda Odysseys. But so I'll tell you. Would you ever start your own soprano tour?
I mean, I just like driving my friends around that are not from the area that I meet that want to do it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I
money.
do it. You know what it is? I can't
money.
manage it all myself. I don't know. Do you do all that by yourself?
Yeah. If I can do it, Nick, you can do it.
That's
like Rocky says to Little Marie, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, it is not nearly as complicated as people think. It's a little complicated, but you're talking, I graduated high school in 1986 with a D-. Okay. No education after that. Nothing. And I fumbled my first 3 or 4 years. I fumbled, but I was working full time. And I think you could do that. I think that's a great way to have supplement income coming in, and maybe do it full time someday if you so choose. But you would be brilliant at it because you have, Stacy and I were talking about this. You have that attitude. You have that character that people they just want to look at you because you're an interesting looking human. You don't look like other people.
He's handsome. He's handsome.
No, of course he is.
But unique, right?
Well,
like
see,
Stallone.
He's unique. There's a look that Nick carries about him. Yeah. And I think that would serve you very, very well for doing something like that. And again, I don't want to beat this interview to death over this one question. I was very interested when Sue said that to me. I thought, I want to ask him.
Well, look at this right here.
Definitely up for consideration. You make me think. Oh, there we go. I remember.
Look at that. That's phenomenal. Are you kidding me? If you show up completely in character like that and you greet people, get out of my face with this. This is insane. This is a tour that my wife, she wants to go on the Soprano tour, but I know, like, I heard it was so-so. I heard it was okay. It wasn't bad, but, and I know like some places are gone. I know Satriale's has been gone for some time now. Maybe I think it just takes the right person to start a tour.
It'd be like an immersion experience, because he's like, Rocky immersion with the, you go in and out of character, I'm assuming a little bit. And, that would be, if you need help keeping track of it, I can do bookkeeping all day long. Just saying,
she's good at it.
If you consider it, I would be more than happy to help.
I'll definitely consider it. It's all about getting the clientele. I mean,
that's built in.
Yeah, because it sounds fun, and I live in the area already.
Yeah, you hit those. You start hitting Facebook groups with the Soprano groups, and you start talking. You do a little teaser, a little sizzle reel about what you want to do, and you'll start getting people in no time. Now, speaking of time, what have you been doing?
Yes.
What is up in your life?
Great question. I just moved finally, which is why this wall is blank right now. I hate blank walls.
Right.
Pictures everywhere. I moved out of Newark, thank God. Now I'm in Belleville, New Jersey, where I grew up. So nice. I'm much happier to be back close by my friends and family again. And I'm doing some comedy this week. I'm down at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. By the time this airs. Unless we're live. Are we live or is this
no
Thursday?
Okay, so anyway, I'll be at Uncle Vinny's every now and then. I'm gonna have more dates. But just been working on the comedy. Still doing the last draft of my horror screenplay. I hired a professor from David Lynch's film school to do rewrites. Not rewrites, give coverage back so I could do rewrites.
Right.
Gotcha. Sure.
Yeah, so just been focused on that, working on the stand-up, trying to start headlining soon, and I want to start touring. I'm working on just getting around on stage a lot more now, but that's really been it with me.
What's your when you're writing your comedy? How do you come at it? Or do you do like the Seinfeld thing where it's observational? Do you do more blue comedy where is it a cross between the mob stuff and like a Dice type of thing? Is it a Sam Kinison? Like, where's your plate at?
So I do like it's mostly like bits. Like most of the things that I do are like between 2 to 5, maybe 6 minutes.
Okay.
Like I do one bit where I'm a bunch of celebrities on a bus to my show, and then they get a flat tire, and then how they're gonna get to the show. So that's one of the main bits I do. Nice. Then I do a celebrity sex bit. That's a lot of fun. I do a lot of musical impression numbers. I do Tony Soprano rapping. I do a parody of WAP about him whacking Big Pushy.
Go, keep going.
And then I do a parody to ASAP Ferg's Plain Jane. It's called Hot Gabagool. And Silvio Dante and Paulie Walnuts are featured in that one.
That's great.
You know, Mike, I got a good one for you. I just I just started. My buddy was like, what if you did, because I said I want to do a new Stallone or Rocky bit. He's like, why don't you do if Rocky was about fishing? So it goes like this. It ain't about how hard you fish. It's about how long you can fish and keep casting forward. How much you can wait and keep casting forward. That's how fishing is done.
Yes.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
I thought you would enjoy that.
Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding? I love that. This is brilliant.
Like at the side of a pond or something, you gotta sit it all.
If we actually saw a Rocky movie about him actually retiring, one of the 5 times that he said he was going to retire, that would have been the fishing monologue.
I would love to see you have like a burgundy jacket like he wears and get like a navy shirt in white letters that just has fish on it. And you got a pole. Are you talking to somebody, like Stacy said, on the edge of a pond somewhere or along a riverbank, something.
Right.
That would be epic. And you're just out there gesticulating like Rocky did. Oh, Nick, you got a million things you can do. You're such a creative guy.
Thank you, pal. So do you. Good.
You know, Nick, one of the things that I'm interested in, because Stacy's done a fair bit of writing, I've done a fair bit of writing. When you are writing a script, what's your process like? Like, does it start like the night before? Like, if you know you're going to have a day off, right? And you you're going to sit at your desk or a table, wherever you do it. Do you start, like, when you're drifting off at night in bed, do you start thinking about what you're going to do when you have your coffee or whatever it is in the morning? Does your morning start like that? Or like, take us through that a little bit. I'm interested.
When screenwriting or comedy you're talking about?
Both. I'd like to hear both.
Either, yeah.
Do screenwriting first.
So screenwriting is a much harder process. A much harder process because, I mean, just to get a first draft going, you need about 70 ideas, which about 70 scenes, which is about a movie. And then from there, you have to figure out in what order those scenes are going to be. And you don't know, the exact order per se in the beginning. So you want to figure out what scenes are going to be in the first act, what's going to be in the second act, and the third act. And, this professor that I hired taught me to write in the 4-act structure, which I think actually helps a lot. And I encourage a lot of people to do the same. A lot of stories today are not layered very well. They're very simple and derivative and not original. And today we have the problem where if a movie is 90 minutes long and there's 90 seconds of it boring, we have this TikTok generation that will stop watching the movie and they will turn off something else even if they're 45 minutes into it. So we're in a day and age where a good film needs to have every page be almost near perfect beginning to end for it to be made and not be something that just goes straight to Netflix and gets it's like one of those movies that Bruce Willis made at the end of his career. Unfortunately,
right. That's a fair point.
30 cop movies just rushed. Nothing against Bruce Willis, one of my favorites.
No, of course, but that's a fair point. You start to lose the quality maybe, or you start to lose a little bit of the I don't know, the originality a little bit. It's like we've seen this in 7 other formats.
Right. It's funny because there are sometimes if I come up with an idea, I have it beginning to end. And then I have 7 or 8 ideas that are like the middle of the story. It pops into my head. I have no idea where it comes from. I love these, 10 to 20 scenes, but I don't know how it began and I don't know how it's going to end. And it's just the middle concept. And then I get stuck there. So
the ending's always the hardest, I think.
Yeah.
I think the ending's always the hardest. And you always have several. How many endings did the original Rocky have? Did the original have a few different endings?
Yeah, he had a few. I think there was at one point there was he thought he just had a quick thought of throwing the fight because Mickey was a racist individual. And so he throws the fight so he doesn't win. And he buys the pet shop for Adrian with his winnings. And that was the end. That was I don't think that ever got written, but that was a thought that had one interview was mentioned. And then there's, of course, the other ones we know where they walk out, the poster shot from Rocky where they're holding hands. That was the original shot ending at the tunnel, and that never got. And, a lot of rewrites. I mean, Stallone was rewriting Rocky right before the boxing match. There's pictures of him.
Too. You're always rewriting to the last second.
You're not a writer. You're a rewriter, really, if you want to get technical. And I know that pain. It's very difficult. You're sitting there. You think you have a good thing, a good avenue. You're traveling down, and you run to a brick wall after 4 pages or 5 pages. And you're like, well, how the hell is this going to happen over there? And then you got to go back and change things to come up with the new idea to meet up later. So, do you find comedy is any easier to write? Your stand up?
It's definitely faster.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely faster. I mean, I could come up with a joke in a bit, in a sometimes less than a minute. And the other thing too is I could go and perform it the same night. You write a scene from a movie, you got to get money to make it.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
You have more power with the comedy because you get to do it whatever you want by yourself. That's the fun of it, which is why if you ever see my act, you'll see a lot of the bits I do. They're almost like movies the way they're written. Especially like my bus bit. The way that it's written is actually in a screenplay format.
Really?
It's just it's an easier way for me to read as an actor.
So it's fair to say you have been heavily influenced by movies.
Oh, definitely.
It's like the premier way storytelling of our time. I mean, we've gone from cave wall paintings to movie theaters. So, would you say that the mob aspect has been, I mean, I know Rocky's huge too. Has the mob movies, is that as big an influence in your life as Rocky or even bigger?
I'd say it was not so much anymore. I'm kind of fed up with them in all honesty. I'm sick of seeing them. It's just everybody and their mothers into them. And you get all these guys that they've never acted. You see them all over Facebook. You get all these guys from, I'm sure Mike's seen them. They just put a suit on and they sit at a table with plates that have nothing on them, and they record them and their friends talking to each other. And they're like, yeah, we made a mob movie. We're actors. Like, I can't. And you get a lot of these guys, and then they go around to like, yeah, you know who my cousin is? Yeah, Joey Bananas. He was friends with Joe Colombo Sr. Joe Colombo Jr. was my grandfather's best friend when he was in the Navy. Yeah, he was never in the Navy. Yeah, how do you know? That's
yeah.
You get everybody's talking out of their ass, trying to show
that's
off.
So true.
I try to focus more on just really good character development and stories. During the pandemic, I think I talked about it last time. I just used the time to watch a lot of John Cassavetes stuff. Yeah. And really got into his work and learned a lot just from observing him. I read a couple books, Cindy Lumet, Making Movies.
That's a good one.
Yeah. You've read
it.
That?
Yeah.
That is a fantastic book.
Did Cassavetes, he did The Tempest, right? Back in the 80s? The Tempest.
I don't know if he made it. I think he just acted in it.
Maybe he just acted in it.
I think he just acted with his wife.
Yeah. Okay. I remember those putting those two together. I always thought that was a good movie. Hadn't seen that one in a little while. I might have to go back and try to revisit that. How
many Rocky bricks did you take?
A whole wall.
So I didn't take that many. I really didn't, because
I pictured Mike stacking up his truck filled with as many bricks as possible.
And a lot of people did.
All the kids who come on the tour are just gonna, hey, yo, here's a brick, kid.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm throwing bricks out the window. Hey, what a brick. Oh, God damn it. You hit me in the face, Rock. So I knew, like, a different thing happened to me. It was a rainy Saturday when this was all going down, and the dumpster was filled with bricks. You could take as many as you wanted. And I got there, and I saw two guys that I sort of knew, and I'm looking at them, and they've got buckets, like 5-gallon buckets in a wheelbarrow. They've got a pull cart. All right. And they're having, the one guy had his mom film him as they're inside the goddamn dumpster.
Right.
It's amazing, right? Okay. And I'm looking at everything, and I got very emotional.
Yeah.
Very emotional. I didn't expect that. And I'm looking at the holes in the side of Mickey's gym, and then I got immediately depressed. And I'm like, it's really changing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking in the dumpster, and I'm like, I felt sacrilegious. I felt wrong taking it for a few seconds. And then I said, Mike, if you don't take some bricks, you're going to hate yourself. It's coming down, whether you take the bricks out of here or not, it's coming down. So the section, not the gym. The gym is still up. So I said, okay. So I first started with maybe 4. I was going through that, and Nick, I don't know if I told you, there was a mural on the one side of the gym that was painted. It was a deleted scene from Rocky 5. It's got Rocky in the red, white, and blue trunks, and clouds and all kind of stuff. Well, that got painted over. That they never like cleaned it off. They painted over it. So I grabbed a couple of bricks.
The mural from Mick's
gym. A little
gym.
bit of the original mural from Rocky 5, a deleted scene that we never got to see. I'll send you the picture. I don't know if you probably have the picture.
I don't think I do.
But if you don't, I'll send it to you. There's that mural that Rocky Jr. paints on the side, and you can see this is the paint underneath that they painted over it.
No way.
Look at that. That's insane.
Now a lot of pieces in here. You pick the piece.
I'm gonna have to be very judicial with
that.
And so I think altogether I have about 9 pieces, but I have one giant piece that weighs about 80 pounds, and so I'm going to put a frame around that. Like, I'm going to build a frame. I'm going to hang it over here in back of me, right over there where the wood is, the red wood in the gym. So that's going to be my little thing. But then I just went back and I got 3 more, like I think 2 days after that, because I realized there's some good people in my life that have done some very generous things for me. They went out of their way to do things for me. And I said, they really want a brick too. But I got messages from like 500 people.
Yeah,
and I'm
sure.
I hated saying no to people, but I don't have the time to go to the post office and mail this out. And I'm one of these guys.
It's not cheap to ship.
No,
I got to ship one to England. I mean, it was very stressful for me. And because I hated letting people down, but I was able to draw a line and say, well, this is what I got, and that's it. I don't know if any more bricks are going to be coming down. I was just up there this morning, and it's llooking in really good shape now.
Nice.
So we'll see. I could have easily loaded up my van with 20, 30, 40 bricks if I would have been low riding it home. Sue would be like, what are we gonna do with these bricks? She'd be like George Costanza's mother. What am I gonna do with this paella? What am I gonna do? But anyways.
That's like my mother. I bought 1,000 VHS tapes at a flea market one time off some guy for like $4.
Wow.
And she was flipping out. She's like, we're not bringing all of these home. I was like, well, why not? So I had to like pick out the ones that I wanted out of 1,000 of them and like throw them out there.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
this was like when I first really was getting deep into movies. So I had this giant VHS collection when everybody was on DVDs.
Oh,
I would go hang out with my friends. I'd be like, okay, you guys ever see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? And they'd be like, is that a fucking VHS tape? I'm like,
that's great. Jesus. Now, you still setting up at flea markets? You still doing that?
Yeah.
I
just did
love
one this past weekend.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I love flea markets. I used to go all the time. I got this new headset, this new headphone thing set here, and the weird I had, it keeps falling out of my ear. I can't hear things. So, anyways, I hear stupid things better with this thing here. Yeah, flea markets are amazing. And out there where you are, you've got so many more people. You must really interact with people all the time. How long are you out there for?
I'm usually out there from 7 a.m. to about 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's a good lot of. Yeah.
On
And
Sundays, sometimes I'm not done packing till like 7:30. So
Right.
it's a long day.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Do you have you got like flea market buddies, like flea market friends? You know?
yeah, they're characters.
Yeah.
They're characters, all right.
Yes, they are.
It's a very bizarre people. It's then you get a lot of agitating customers. Like there's this one guy, I call him Willy Wonka because he looks like Willy Wonka, and he's just I've known this guy since I'm like 9 years old for being the cheapest and cheap. He wears the same denim jean jacket and jean pants every week, little Tweety bird keychain, and like I had to ban him from my stand because of how cheap he was. He's just one of those guys that like he doesn't take no for an answer. Like I had something for $5 and it's like 7:30 in the morning, and if this guy is he offered to pay $2 for it, and at that point, if he's willing to pay $2 for it, it's probably worth about $200. That's how cheap he is.
Yeah.
I told him no, straight up, and he persisted, and he stood there, and he kept on begging me to take 2. He didn't even say, "Would you take 3 or 4?" I was just like, "Buddy, I want to set up. You can get the fuck out of here." That's it. Like the price is $5, and that's it. So I see him at every flea market ever since then.
Do you? Yeah.
And now he never comes by my stand. And everybody at the flea market knows him to be the cheapest guy. And nobody wants to deal with him. So
I know.
when people are persistently like just don't stop. I gotta get nasty.
It's like a hammer and chisel, hammer and chisel, right? It's like it's like they come by. He has his own theme, like Sanford and Son, and you see him coming. It's like, oh Jesus, here comes a big dummy.
As soon as I see them walking, I'm like, oh, this freaking guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm like, this guy's not gonna spend $2. Then you see it's like, I know unless I tell this guy it's $1, he's not going to buy it. I'm just like, they'll go, how much is this? I'm like, more than you're willing to pay. So just put it down. I already know.
Should tell him off like Tony Soprano.
Oh yeah, I've done that. The best is like, I'll have something Sopranos on the table and somebody will pick it up. Just, have to talk for no reason. They'll go, how much is this? And it'll be like a Sopranos DVD. I'll be like, oh, the best show ever? That's $5. and it'll go right over their head, and they'll be like, oh, okay. And they'll walk away. And
they won't even turn to you and say, oh, hey, dude, that's pretty good.
Yeah, most people usually get it, but you get a few stew nods.
Some don't.
Oh. Yeah. Stew nods.
You get a few stew nods.
Jesus Christ. That is the funniest thing. God, you must have about 1 million stories, some that you could probably say out open and maybe not so open.
Did I ever tell you about the time this one guy I know sold all the Rocky figures for like $4 a piece?
Wow.
I've lost my shit. This is a vendor I always deal with.
Yeah.
And I went up to him and I saw this one guy had a whole bucket of all the Rocky toys, brand new in the package still. And I was like, how much did you sell those for? He's like, $4 each. I was like, are you out of your mind? I said, these things are worth like anywhere from like 50 to 200 each. So I'm trying to like buy them off the guy who bought them for $4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and nothing. And apparently he sold them for my friend, and my friend didn't realize he gave them to him. He gave him a box he wasn't supposed to give him by mistake. So he was pissed off that he lost half his Rocky figures. He still got the other half, but he had almost the whole collection of those. Because those, when I was a kid, you couldn't give those things away. The Rocky figures, they were in every Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
They were
like $7, $10.
Yep.
And I remember in particular just seeing the Gazzo one in the store, like nonstop. Like that was the easy one to find. I
love the Jack's line of Rocky figures. I really do. They were so fun. They were so great. I'm so glad that a company had done, but they also dropped the ball because they had things like they had the meat. Okay, they had the frozen meat. They had the Joe Frazier in the pickle-colored suit. They had the Gazzo. They had Rocky, Rocky in the wheelchair. But what they didn't do a butt kiss. They didn't do a motorcycle, an Italian stallion motorcycle. And I think the biggest grievance of all, they never did a Seiko the robot from Rocky IV.
Oh yeah.
How do you not do a
Seiko? They did so many random things. They did characters you didn't even know were in it.
Brent Musburger. They did Brent Musburger from Rocky II. I mean, George Washington Duke got his own figure. And you can't give that to the Seiko the robot.
It's like Lloyd Kaufman. I think Lloyd Kaufman got his own figure. no,
he might have.
Did he?
Mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't have been shocked. He might have.
I have a couple down here.
Well, I don't know. He was the bum in the first Rocky.
He was the bum Rocky puts over his shoulder when he goes into the bar to meet Paulie.
Right, but was he in another one of the Rockies too?
I don't think. No, I thought they were going to bring him back for Rocky 5, but I don't recall at the top of my head seeing him in Rocky 5. I'm picturing it now, and I know you can see. A lot of people don't realize this. You can see Lloyd Kaufman at the end when Rocky is fighting Apollo. You can see Lloyd. He is sitting at the bar having a beer, which is really cool.
I never caught that.
Yeah, because they filmed the same scene. Like Rocky picks him up and they bring him in the restaurant, the bar, because the bar, when he walks in the bar, the interior is out in East Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. So they filmed Stallone bringing him in, and then once they got that, then Stallone goes in, he sits, he messes with the pool balls, they film him and Paulie, and then they film the crowd scene. There's a shot of Rocky when, I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think it's when Rocky knocks Apollo down in the first round with the punch, and the bar goes crazy. If you're paying attention, I'm pretty sure you could see Lloyd Kaufman there, I think.
I think you're probably right. I mean, you're definitely right. I mean, you know everything.
I do. You know what, though? You know what, Nick, is funny is that sometimes I will, if I haven't thought about it in a while, I'll either forget or I get confused. It's like, oh, wait, what is that? Was that how it was? And I have to go back and watch it again. And then I find most of the time my gut instinct, I'm always right on my first attempt. But sometimes I have been wrong. I remember, I won't go into the discussion, but Robert Bruzio and John Rivoli, we were having a discussion about some Rocky trivia, and I was adamant. And the guys were like, all right, yeah, okay. And then they made me self-doubt, and I went and looked it up, and they were right, and I was wrong, and I had to call up and do a mea culpa.
What was it?
I can't say it. I can't say it here. I'll tell you offline. I can't say it out loud. Yeah, anyways, you know, even the best of us, we forget things and we don't talk about it so often, which is why I love, you know, the tours, because some of these Rocky fans, they ask these questions that are out of left field and I got answers like that for them. But I love it because I forgot about it. But you know, we have that recall, which is again why I think you have that. You have that type of recall with your comedy. I think you have it in conversations that I've had with you. And I just, that's why, coming back to the tour guide thing, I just think you would be absolutely hands down just one of the perfect guys to do a
Sopranos. Yeah. Did you see Creed by any chance? I know I'm not allowed to say the C word here, but
not the new one.
Not the new one. Okay, because
I'm on the team against seeing the new one.
Yeah, I haven't
Mike,
seen it.
Did you see the new one?
No.
I have not seen it.
Nobody cares. Right. I mean, I can't believe it made as much money as it did, honestly.
When I tell you what, I have a friend of mine who he's like an analyst for these things. And he said, yes, Creed 2 opened up good. The first 2 days or the first week or the first 2 weeks was really great because it was word of mouth. And MGM had done this huge production, or not production, not propaganda. What's it called? Promotion. Thank you. Mm-hmm. They did promotion for this. I don't know, so many millions and millions of dollars of promotion. It was ridiculous. So that's why it did so well. And plus, now they want to see how they're going to handle Rocky. Oh, well, it turns out you just delete Rocky from the entire movie. Yeah. It's like he doesn't even exist. But the movie had a significant drop off, and it really didn't do that great. It really opened up strong, but then it just was like
fizzled. Yeah.
But the good news from this is that MGM, and I have to give hats off to MGM. They are interested in a potential Rocky 7 or a Cobra Kai like Rocky 7 series for Amazon. So
I think they should do the series.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And although I don't want to speak for him, I believe the creator of Rocky feels the same way, because you can accomplish a lot more in 8 45-minute segments. than you can in a 2-hour movie, you know? And I've talked about this on the tours. I talk about it a lot, but you know, the concept of Rocky, it's like Godfather 2. Rocky goes back to the old neighborhood, 78 years old. He sees the drugs and the homeless and all this, and he remembers going to Mickey's gym for the first time.
That's what I want to see. I want to see the dark days of Rocky. That's right. That's what I want to see.
Sly's got this one scene he wrote where Rocky is 18 years old and he's sitting in the bleachers at the Philadelphia Golden Gloves boxing tournament, and Apollo Creed's there and he wins it. And Rocky, he falls in love, you know what I mean, with Apollo. He's like, this guy's the most amazing thing ever. Could you imagine seeing Rocky at 18 with the backdrop of the 60s behind you, you know, going through all that strife and the all the craziness that had gone through there. And then Rocky goes back and forth. I know he tries, there's a scene he writes where he tries to save a girl on drugs or something, like literally goes into an abandoned building where she is. He tries to find her, and you know, your mother's worried about you, you know, stuff like that. So you know, it's got legs. You know,
I'm sure it definitely does. It's probably got more legs than 7, I think, too.
I would agree. And he wrote a beautiful scene with Rocky in Adrian's, the night Adrian gets the cancer diagnosis. And there's Italian music playing. I think it's Mio Bambino, I think, playing. And there's candlelight and Rocky's upset and all this stuff. So, and Adrian's trying to be strong for him, and then Rocky realizes he's got to be strong. And it's such an incredible thing. So I don't know. We'll see.
What would that be? Rocky 5.5?
Yeah, basically, that's where it would fall in the timeline. So he's got this shifting timeline, and I think it's going to be very different coming from him. It'll be as different as Creed 3 was. I had read an awful lot about Creed 3, and you know, I heard it went in a complete different direction, and it was very, very, very visually different, and the music sucks in it like it sucked in all the other movies of the third the spin-off franchise.
I was not a fan of the music at all.
I'm not that type of guy. I don't like that type of music, but
I was
you know,
like,
it's okay.
Whoa. I want to hear Gonna Fly now. What the hell is this? I want to hear some dun 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 dun.
Go ahead, Stacy.
You know how long Stallone waited to play a mobster, and so did you see Tulsa King? What did you think of that?
I went to the premiere of Tulsa King. Actually,
I thought I saw that on your page. Yeah, how was it?
I love it. I think it's a really fun show.
It is.
You know, some people say it's over the top, but I'm like, it's gotta be. You know, it's just fun. Like, as soon as he gets out of jail, like everybody's treating him like an asshole. It's a little ridiculous, you know, and just like, you're gonna go out into the middle of the desert, and then as soon as he gets there, bam, he hits up a weed shop. He takes all the money, and he's got $100K in like freaking like 12 hours. Like it's
mobster skills.
It's like a mobster action film, which is exactly what I've always wanted to see him do.
Right.
I love his character in it. It's literally Rocky, but you know, if Rocky kept working for Gazzo, basically.
You know, Stallone said one time in an interview, he goes, it's the Sopranos on a stagecoach. He goes, if you two went out to Oklahoma, there's a scene where early in the beginning, like you said, Nick, when he gets out of jail, he goes to the they're all sitting around the table. It's where Rocky, it's where Sly punches out the one guy.
Oh yeah. What a great punch.
It's a great scene. But when the Stallone's character, he gets very angry and he goes, I made you all this money. I kept my mouth shut. I was a good soldier. I went along with the program, and now there's nothing left for me. That to me, in my mind, is what Winkler and MGM did to him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can bet he drew on that anger.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. I think I was the same thing when I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
I enjoyed it. But I hear
it's a lot of fun.
I hear they're not doing a season 2.
No.
Really?
Nope. I heard that the head writer, Taylor Sheridan, is that his name? Yes, I heard he's a very egotistical individual, and so he's one of the reasons why Costner is gone, left the show. And I know Terrence Winter, who wrote for The Sopranos, I believe, he couldn't work with him either. So I guess there's some details that have to be worked out. And
they because it did get approved for his second season.
It did.
Yes, it did. So there were negotiations.
Stallone, he didn't want to do it for.
Yeah, he had a few reasons, and I think he was trying to negotiate some of the writing. Where he could say, I don't know if I want to go that way.
He's always with Pacino. He probably wants Pacino in it.
Well, so that's the thing,
I want to see the two of them together. The two of them are the best. Those are my two faves guys right there.
Would you So here's one question. I'm going to wrap it up with this. How would you want to see with Sly and Pacino? Are we talking like a Heat type of thing? Are they on the same side? Are they opposite? Is it a comedy? Is it a horror movie? Or will we see Pacino like in a horror movie? That would be great.
I think that might have to be my next stand-up event. Al Pacino and Sylvester Stallone in a horror film. Ooh, I scare you. Ooh, whoa, don't scare me like that, Al. I don't like that. Adrian don't like ghosts.
See that?
When Paulie drinks too much, he starts seeing ghosts.
See? Exactly.
Right on. I love that improv. Just
great.
That would be really funny. I think the two of them just have great chemistry. Like they just seem very happy and relaxed together. I'm I want to be in that Italian California club, hanging out with them at the pizza shop.
Right.
I know. Have you seen the what's the show called?
Family Stallone. Yeah.
I want to see it. It looks really good. And I'm not a big reality show person at all, but I would like to see him behind the scenes, just like his everyday life.
You'd like it. It's very interesting. Stacy and I saw it. It was really, really very, very interesting. I mean, the whole family, they're very unique in the way that they come at things. So, and the kids are great. Jen's great. Sly. So I mean, it's like Sly and great, same word. So
they got to put you on the reality show, Mike.
You know what was weird? When they were in Philly, they were at the steps. There's a scene where they go to the steps and film and everything. And I was in Philly then. I was doing tours, and there's this weird thing in my mind that like I think I can't because I have contact with them and I kind of consider him a friend. Like I feel like, would you? I don't know. Like, if you had a friend, would you go and be like a fan with your friend? Because I think Stallone has enough of those people in his life, and I don't want to be another one like that in his life. Like, I don't know, because like I was able to get past my fan worship a long time ago, and now he's a guy. He's a human being who's an actor, and all right, he's Rocky and Rambo, but. I kind of got past that to handle myself. So I was very nervous if I would let myself get caught back up into fan worship because he's at the Rocky steps with his family and all that. And then his kids would see me and his wife would see me and they would just go, this guy.
Right.
And I didn't want to be that guy. So I drove home. I didn't go. I know.
I mean, if you see him there, him to ignore him. That's worse.
Yeah, but I didn't even go because it was just, it's a whole weird, I don't know. You just got
to go, hey, yo, you just do one of those.
If it was happenstance, yes. I think he's going to be in Philly in the future for an event that's coming up. And I am looking forward to seeing him then. So that's for sure. I'll definitely
you'll see him again.
That. Yeah, I'll definitely be there then. Stacy, what do you got for Nicky?
So you mentioned it just a little bit here, but you did mention it the last time you were with us that you were working on something. Is that the horror film you just mentioned that you're writing? And
I still
what can you tell us?
I had a production company that was interested in producing it, and I decided to hire the professor from David Lynch's school. I did a few more drafts. I did a table reading with a lot of New Jersey comedians that I'm close with.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved everything beginning to end. There were a couple plot holes that I need to change, and I haven't had my computer hooked up since that table reading. So right now I'm just at a point where I'm excited to unpack and get back to work again. You know, now I'm in a new environment. I'm excited to make more content again like I used to, and get back into the swing of things, because it's been a while. This is going to be my return, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to whatever it is. I can't wait to see whatever it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Stacy, I would like to do. What else do you have first? You go ahead.
No, the only other thing is if you want a brick, I know a brick dealer. So
she does know a brick dealer. Honestly, she does.
I do.
She's got a guy.
I got a guy.
In Jersey, we got plenty of bricklayers.
Us Italians, we're the one who made this.
That's really good.
Yeah, the Italian. So, Stacy, there's something that I want to play out here as we say goodbye to Nick, because this is one of my favorite videos. Do you have the video of him as Paulie and Adrian?
I do. All right.
I want to watch that before we go here.
Hang on.
The Paulie keeps asking me for a job all the time, but you don't know nothing about fighting.
Are you gonna say anything to him?
What's there to say? I just don't know what he wants from me. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you. This ain't no charity case. Get out of my house.
It's not just your house.
You're no friend no more. Get out of my house, I just said.
Don't talk to him like that.
Both of you get out of my house. Yo. It's cold outside, Paulie. I don't want you messing her. And I don't raise you to go with this scumbum. You want to hear me? Come on. I'll break both of your arms so I don't work for you. You want to know what I think of Gazzo? Phew, that's what I think of Gazzo. Now you have big shot fight on your way up. You don't even throw a crumb to your friend Paulie. When I go and get your meat every morning, if that wasn't enough, I give you my sister too. Only a pig would say that. I'm a pig. I'll pick you to the best. You're such a loser. I don't get married because of you. You can't live by yourself. I put you together, and don't you forget, you owe me. You owe me. What do I owe you? You're supposed to be good to me. What do I owe you, Paulie? What do I owe you? I treat you good. I cook for you. I clean for you. I pick up your dirty clothes. I take care of you, Paulie. I don't owe you nothing. And you made me feel like a loser. I'm not a loser. You're busted. What? You're not a virgin. No. You're not a man getting into your pants. She's busted. I can't hold me no more.
Love that.
Pardon me, the Paulie. I mean, it's down to every little.
The Paulie is perfect. When you see him start to just mooch in the background, he overhears Rocky. Perfect.
Yeah.
The little wreath around the arm. I'm telling you,
so
I love that. And our mutual friend Rappaport like that too.
Yes.
He's a big fan of yours.
And a big fan of yours as well. Loves you.
He's a great guy. He really is, and he's funny as hell as you are. Nicky, I'm so glad you were able to join us this time. I love talking to you. I can't wait to either come out and see you and have dinner at your new place, or you come out and see me and take the tour, and we'll go to Victor's Cafe and have dinner.
Yes, can't wait. And I got to make it out to see Stacy, whether she's in Tennessee or going back to New Hampshire.
Hey, I'm in Nashville. If you ever come to Nashville, I'll meet
Nashville.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I actually might make a trip out to Nashville soon. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll keep you in mind.
Yeah, throw me a message. That'd be super fun. Yeah, for sure.
See, everyone is just love and happiness here on episode 76. I love it. Nicky, until we see you again, keep punching.
Keep punching.
See you, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Take care,
brother.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So nice.
Love the guy. I do.
Yes.
I mean, he is without a doubt one of the funniest guys, and he has that drive and that passion to like writing is such a difficult thing.
Mhm.
Anybody who's never done it, and you're not quite sure, sit
Mhm.
down and try to write the script of your life. Go ahead, try to do it in form, and you know your life. You've lived your life. Just try to write that.
Yeah.
Forget making up a whole world.
Right.
And you'll have some newfound respect, and you'll understand why these writers are still on strike.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh.
It's absolutely crazy. Anyways, Nicky, again, thank you. I mean, he's the best.
Yeah. And I want to point people back to episode 37 because we talked a lot more about his childhood and I just want people to go back and listen because for him to come from out of what he came from and now he's a comedian and he's doing humor. You know what I mean? That just he's taken a very, very difficult beginning and to make people laugh. I love that that's what he did with his life, you know, and he's a sweetheart. And I message him every now and again and he always gets right back to me. Hi, how are you? So yes, if you're watching, you come to Nashville and I'll bring you to the Johnny Cash Museum or whatever you want to do.
Lovely guy. I'd go to the Johnny Cash Museum.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else we got up?
So let's see. So this is the last week of our Rocky Memorabilia May. And this last week we're doing t-shirts. And so I just want to remind people, send us in your favorite t-shirts. But this woman, Muriel Biancalana, and forgive me for not saying that right, probably.
I like that last name, Biancalana.
Biancalana.
If that is the name or any derivation of, I like that name. I love those vowels.
Lots of vowels.
Biancalana.
Original from the 80s. Look at this. I was like, what?
Wow.
Yes.
That's nice.
So I was like, I thought maybe she found it on eBay or she picked it up somewhere. She was like, oh no, I've had that all along. I was like, wow, Rocky points for you. Wow. So I just wanted to show that one off because, you know, we don't see a lot of, you know, we have all, you know, Sly Stallone shop or Contenders. You can buy all these replica things, but you don't see a lot of original clothing for merchandise and so forth. So yes, send us your t-shirts. And that'll wrap up May.
We'll wrap May up.
Yes.
Stacy, where can people find you at?
I am at Had Me at Yo on Instagram as well as The Rocky Files. And then on Facebook, I'm at The Rocky Files Podcast. And Michael?
Yes, you are. So I wrote a little book called Cue the Rocky Music. There it is. My lovely co-host has that. You can find that anywhere books are sold, but specifically Amazon Prime. There's a little movie about my journey called The Pretender. By my good friend Jimmy Toscano and his artistic team out of Detroit. This is on Amazon Prime. It's on a whole bunch of places, Peacock streaming as well. And stick around for the credits because there is a 5-minute scene where I'm having a conversation with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I run a little thing called the Yo Philly Film Tour. You can check it out. Follow me on Instagram, and I am on
TikTok
as Yo Philly Film Tour.
Yes.
So, check me out, people. Stacy, this was pretty good. 76.
Awesome. 76.
The only thing missing was the marching band, but maybe we'll fix that. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Listen, until next week, my friend.
All right. Keep punching.